Hey, Bob's back, and I'm doing the segment from yesterday. I did the top 10 scenic motorcycle routes in Canada, and as promised, I'm going to go through the list one at a time and do a video about each of the suggestions that I found in yesterday's list. So, number 10 was the Icefields Parkway, and it's in Alberta in the mountains, man. It looks beautiful. I'm going to show some photos of it because it looks really cool. And I'm also going to show or read out some of the write-ups that I have found. So this one's from Rider Magazine. The best of the Canadian Rockies, the Icefields Parkway. Man, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at them mountains in the background. When else telling me to subscribe? Listen, man, I ain't subscribing to nothing, man. I'm just stealing your stuff for a minute. So, let's go back to this. I'm going to get some more photos up in a bit. You've heard of the legendary pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Well, the Icefields Parkway, a.k.a. Highway 93, north in Alberta, Canada, is it. The scenery is so awesome between Lake Louise and Jasper, you will do a double take at every turn. So he goes on to tell about what kind of bike he was riding. He had a Moto Guzzi and a plan of pushing nonstop to Jasper quickly disintegrates on the Icefields Parkway just past Lake Louise when we spot our first glacier. Some mountain goats and a bear and her cub eating dandelion flowers alongside the road. So I guess the scenery, the wildlife is incredible. It's not the longest ride in the world, but it's a few hours, I believe. So the cruising south back down the parkway from Jasper in a misty shower surrounded by a dense evergreen world. Following the fairly straight road at a placid posted 80 and 90 kilometers an hour, we pull into Athabasca Falls parking area. At the falls, the Athabasca River rips over a narrow spillway in a raging torrent crashing down about 80 feet. The information board says the amount of glacial melt feeding the falls fluctuates with the time of day due to the solar heating. If morning is low intensity, I can't imagine the power display in the afternoon. Heading on, we have the forest on our left and the Athabasca River on the right. Stopping on the road, I find watching the flowing river almost hypnotic. Back on the parkway, we are served more sedate riding to the next natural site, Sunwapta Falls. Buried in an evergreen forest, we walk a short trail to view a narrow chute in the picturesque setting where the Sunwapta River plunges over Cascade's edge, tumbling 60 feet after being divided by a small island. It's like watching water being blasted into a great funnel. Well, I got to show you this picture. This picture looks pretty cool too. So I guess in the winter you can get up there and you can get a trip, with these big buses, these big snow buses. They look really cool too, man. I think this whole thing looks really cool. So out of the road, we follow the Sunwapta River to the Columbia ice field, a huge expanse of ice composed of several glaciers. Here, the Athabasca Glacier reaches down towards the parkway. Our descent down curvy Sunwapta Pass cranks up the ride excitement level several notches. Down on the flatlands, we parallel the North Saskatchewan River on our right and huge monolithic weeping wall on the left with numerous little waterfalls cascading down its face. Locals tell me the wall turns into an ice sheet in the winter and ice climbers like scaling it. So again, here's another cool photo of some of the smaller waterfalls. So, if you're into nature, if you're into a really, really cool trip, you got to know that this is one that you want to go on. Now, there's another article, and this person had it. This one was written beautiful. Look at it. Look at the shot that they got in this article. Look at that. That's wonderful, man. So this is somebody from overseas that came to Canada. They rented motorcycles and they went to all the cool places that they could find. The Icefields Parkway Motorcycle Route Guide by Alyssa Potter. Mad or Nomad, RTW Motorcycle Travelers. The Icefields Parkway is an absolute must for every motorcycle rider touring Canada. We've been lucky enough to ride it a few times. The first time was over 10 years ago when we flew to Canada for a friend's wedding. We got there 2 weeks early, rented a BMW R1200 GS, and spent 2 weeks riding BC and Alberta, falling in love with the Icefields Parkway. Fast forward to June 2023. We're 5 years into our around the world motorcycle trip and have just shipped our bikes to Vancouver, made a dash for the Parkway once again. That'd be the life, wouldn't it? And it's just as beautiful as we remembered. And we know you'll love it too. So we pulled this quick guide together to help you ride there. Why motorcycle the Icefields Parkway? The Canadian Rockies are out of this world. Gargantuan mountains, jaw-dropping glaciers, deep valleys, frothing rivers and waterfalls, pristine lakes and rugged nature in all its glory. Now carve a beautifully laid strip of tarmac through the middle of all that, and you've got the Icefields Parkway. It's not just one of the best rides in Canada, it's one of the best rides in the world. Wow, man, that's high praise. It's an easy ride on a motorcycle with minimal turns, but it's stunning with plenty of awesome stops along the way. You do need to pay for a parks pass to ride this route. There'll be a kiosk on the road that you have to stop and buy your ticket. It's not expensive. Here's another one of the photos that they put in. A big mountain in the mist in the background. Absolutely stunning, man. The Icefields Parkway is in Alberta, Canada. The road's name is Highway 93. It connects Jasper and Banff National Parks and is roughly 230 kilometers or 144 miles long. The speed limit ranges from 50 to 90 kilometers per hour. It takes roughly 3 hours without any stops, but you should stop lots. So there's a map. It's giving you a general idea where we're at. Food and fuel. Despite being a very popular route, it's not filled with burger vans and cafes, which is a massive plus. You'll find food, petrol, and accommodations at Jasper, Saskatchewan River Crossing, and Lake Louise. So if you plan on spending a lot of time along the route, take enough fuel, pack lunches and water, enough to last a day. When's the best time to go? The best weather for motorcyclists on the Icefield Parkway is between June and September. Gives you a big window. You'll also more likely see wildlife. The earlier in the morning you go, the less busy it is. And August is the busiest time of the year. So expect more cars, more people stopping for wildlife and clogging up the sites in busier towns. The parkway is open all year round, but in winter it's freezing cold, icy, and can close. So it's not advisable on a motorcycle. Here's another one of their photos. Trees everywhere. Trees. It's beautiful, man. We got a beautiful country, we do in Canada. Can't say that enough. So where to stay? The obvious choices are Banff, Jasper, and Lake Louise, but it will be busy and expensive. Canmore is a nice alternative and a pretty town. If you want to stay along the route, there are basic wilderness hostels and campgrounds, but these can get booked up very fast. We'd recommend using WikiCamps to help find campsites, and make sure you turn up early to your site, and booking.com for hotels and reserving spaces. So must-do sites along the way. You're spoiled for a choice along the route as there are so many beautiful and tranquil stops. Here's a little list. Columbia Icefield, Lake Louise, Peyto Lake, Athabasca Falls, Sunwapta Falls, Panther Falls, Victoria Glacier, Herbert Lake, and Bow Lake. And here's another photo that they put in the article. That's right off of a postcard. That's right out of a painting. That's incredible. I've lived in Canada all my life, man. And I've been to the Rockies. I've lived in Calgary. I've been to Vancouver, and I've seen the Rockies from that side. And they're just something that you never can fathom just how incredible it is to see it, man. Wildlife along the Icefields Parkway. There's a lot of wildlife along this route, from bears to wolves, moose, elk, caribou, and more. Being on a motorcycle makes you more susceptible to danger. So follow standard safety precautions. Don't get off your bike and approach wild animals. Keep a good distance, about 30 meters, 100 feet. Never feed them, and be extra vigilant at dawn and dusk. And stay away from mamas when they're with their babies, especially mama bears like this photo is showing. You don't want to get in between a mama bear and her cub. So how to motorcycle the Icefields Parkway? First, assuming you're not from Canada, you don't own a bike. Okay, so you can rent a bike in Canada. And then you can join an organized tour if you like. And you can also go from that ride, in the British Columbia side of the mountains, more through Alberta. There's lots of choices, so you can keep going, man. Linking the Icefields into a bigger tour. That's what that one's about. So it can easily be linked into bigger tours of the region, including BC and Alberta. I just said that. There's some awesome rides to be had, and we put together a complete and downloadable map. There's another photo. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that glacier up there. Those glaciers are hundreds of years old. It's incredible. It's incredible. I do love our country. Of course, I don't know what I'm doing sitting around in southwestern Ontario, but anyway, it is what it is, right? Okay, I'm going to bring up some images. So there's number 10 that was on our list of the 10 most recommended scenic motorcycle rides in Canada. And so now we see why these were recommended. They are quite something. Look at those pictures, man. It's wicked. Oh, that was the other article I was reading from as well. So there's number 10. I'll be back again. We'll do some more. And tomorrow I'll do number 9. And we're going to keep doing them until I've gone through the whole list. And hopefully I'm getting this done in time for all of us good Canadian people that are planning what they're going to do this summer. And hopefully this list helps you with your plans, and you can get out there and see some of the incredible sights that our country has to offer. It's a wicked place, man. It really is. It really, really is. Okay, so I'm going to leave that video there. That's where we're at. That is the get down on the Icefields Parkway in Alberta. Look at that. If you can get out there and ride along that, it's gonna make your summer. I know it will. So stay tuned. I'll be back later tonight. I'll be live. Oh yeah, I don't need to say that in the recorded one anyways. I'll be doing an interview tonight at 8 and a show about Thursday bike nights. So thanks everyone for watching. Much love and respect. And we'll see y'all again soon. All right, take care.